Hello students, I'm very sure that by now you are already preparing for your junior exams and preparatory exams and final exams, right? Because we have concluded term 1. So these questions are always going to be there. Okay, so we have to look at them. We're going to be starting with our revision and we'll be looking at all these questions that usually pop up in exams. Okay, so the first one that we have here, we are given log 2x is equals to y and 2y exponent y plus 1 plus x is equals to 12. Then they say solve simultaneously for x and y for 5 marks. Okay, so how do we do that? So first of all, you do know that for solving x and y you need two equations. So in here we have an equation and we have an equation there, but this equation is not so nice because we got some logs, the logarithms, right? So now that you now know how to deal with logs, this is what you're going to do. Okay, this is what you have. However, you must remember that this thing here, you can write it in this form. Okay, you can also write it as, you just say this is your base. Okay, this one is your what? Is your base, and then you must know that this one here is your exponent. Okay, and then this one here is your answer. Okay, so it means you're gonna say my base is 2, my exponent is y, and then the answer is x. That's how you convert from a logarithmic form to an exponential form, which is very, very helpful in inverse functions, isn't it? Because if I have turned this thing to this, now I can find its inverse function easily. Okay, so but we're not doing that right now, we are still solving. So now that we have something like this, we now know what is x. Okay, so we can call this one our equation 1. Now our equation 2, we have 2 to the exponent y plus 1 plus x is equals to what? 12. This was our equation 2. Now we can substitute equation 1 in equation 2. What are we gonna do? So wherever we see x, we're gonna put that. Okay, now I always tell my students that if x is equals to a potato, right, then where you see x, what do you put? You put potato. So for example, if I were to have x minus 3, I would write it as potato minus 3. Okay, so where you see x is that, it means where you see x, you put that. Now you're gonna have 2 to the power of y plus 1 and then plus 2 to the power of y, right, is equal to 12. Okay, now you have a bit of an equation there. Now you can write it. Remember, now this is exponents, so you can separate it into 2 to the power of y and 2 to the power of 1, and then you say plus 2 to the power of y is equal to 12. Then now you can take this as a common factor so that you are left with 2 to the power of 1 plus 1 is equal to 12. How do we get this? You just say the first term divided by your highest common factor, then you get the answer for here. Then the second term divided by this highest common factor, you're gonna get 1. Alright, so now you have 2 to the power of y is equal into 3 is equal to 12. You can now divide by 3 both sides so that you have 2 to the power of y is equal to 4, right? And then which means 2 to the power of y would be equal to 2 to the power 2. Therefore bases are the same, you drop the exponents. Now you have the value of y. Then you can take this into your first equation. Then you say therefore your x would be 2 to the power of 2. Therefore your x would be 4. Nice. Then you have solved simultaneously. You found the value of x and you found the value of y. Okay, so that's what we do there.